live.
All right, finally got all the technical issues aside. Well, welcome everyone to Pacific Edge's live Instagram show today, and I'm going to show you how to make some gluten and sugar-free lavender and blueberry scones. So first I'm going to put my gloves on, and you know what, I found a really nifty trick to get these gloves on is if you oil your hands like with olive oil, these come on very easily, they go on real easily. Okay, so we have all our ingredients here, and what we're going to do is the first ingredient is 1 1/8 cup almond flour. So I just have this almond flour here, and this one I got at Sam's Club, and I think you can get it at Safeway as well. So we're going to add the flour. So we're going to add all of the dry ingredients first. And if you want the recipe, then you can just direct message me or Pacific Edge and we'll get you the recipe. Then you have 1.5 tablespoons of sweetener. Now the sweetener this is not sugar, okay? This is the monk fruit. So it has the 0 calories, it has 0 glycemic. This is a really good sweetener if you want to sweeten up your desserts and your coffee.
What are we making?
We are making the gluten and sugar-free lavender and blueberry scones. Yes. So this batch is going to make, this is like about a quarter batch so it makes about 15 mini scones or maybe 5 to 7 larger scones. I prefer the minier ones. So we have our almond flour in, we have our sweetener in, and then we have this strange name. It's called xanthan gum. And xanthan gum you can find at Whole Foods. Okay, so this is a very important ingredient when you're working with the gluten-free. This is going to give we don't have any gluten, so we need that gluten consistency. So the xanthan gum is going to give us that. So we have 1 teaspoon of a quarter teaspoon of the xanthan gum. And then we have 1 teaspoon of the baking powder and 1/8 cup of the salt. And we're just going to kind of mix that together on the bowl like that. Now the tricky thing with the scones is the butter. Everything is really easy except for the butter. So the butter, what you want to do is you either want to cube it or you want to shave it. So if the butter was really cold, what you can do is you take out, so this is 1.5, let's see, where are we? Butter, 3 tablespoons of butter, okay? Now you don't really want to have it softened. So there's a couple of things you can do. You can shave the butter or you can cube the butter. So if you shave the butter, it's going to come nice and thin, minus a cucumber slice from the sandwiches earlier today.
And Michelle, again, for those that just joined, what are we making?
So for those of you that are just joining us, thank you and welcome for watching. We are making gluten and sugar-free lavender and blueberry scones. And so we have almond flour, we have the monk fruit, we have xanthan gum, baking powder, salt, and now we're adding the butter. So the butter is to be either cubed or shaved. So one of the things with scones is you do want to use your hands to mix it. So you want to mix, get the butter in with the flour, and you kind of want to have like a crummy sort of a texture when you're done. Whether you're making with regular flour or with the almond flour or gluten-free flour. So don't substitute the almond flour for regular flour because you're going to get really funky scones. So this is really recipe is meant for the gluten-free with the almond flour. All right, so we kind of have this nice little consistency going, and then now we're going to add all of our wet ingredients. And we're going to take an egg, 1 egg. Let's that. And we are going to have a quarter teaspoon of vanilla. Now vanilla. All right.
Oops, we're gonna have a lot.
You know what? I really like vanilla, and I was going to say you can't have too much vanilla, but right there we do. We got some vanilla in there. Okay, and then we have 3 tablespoons of milk. Put that in there, and a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. Now, apple cider vinegar is going to help to kind of raise the dough a bit, and also too. You can add to that. We're going to go ahead. We're going to add the lavender. Actually, it's easier to add the lavender when it's dry, but that's okay. So we're just going to whip that up there. And because this is like a really small batch, you kind of don't really have to add it a little bit at a time, but I don't know if you want to see that there. So once again, we're going to mix with our hands, and we're going to get this sort of consistency here. Okay. All right. Now to that, we're going to add 1 cup of fresh blueberries. When you add like a fresh fruit to the scones, it's going to come out a little bit moister than if you had, like, say, cranberries, a dried cranberry or something like that. Okay, so just very, very gently. Okay, if, like, you know, in Hawaii, it's hot, right? So if it is, like, you found that your dough is a little bit too sticky, you can always put it in the refrigerator for a few minutes and then roll it. So what we're gonna do is just gonna take a ball. Now I have this is my little cheat sheet here. And so what this does is it helps me to get a really kind of an even, okay, so I'm gonna go and wash my hands real fast. Okay, so and we're going to take this and we're going to put that on there. Okay, so this rolling pin sits nicely here, and what it's going to do is it's going to give my dough a really nice, even, nice, flat, consistent, even surface. Then I'm going to take my my little dough cutter.
Right in front of you by the.
Oh, here it is. So, so this is
so cute.
A little round circuit. So I prefer to use the little ones. You can use bigger ones. I mean, I have, you know, a lot of big ones. I have the bigger ones or the really big ones. So cut down on your scone.
My video's paused. I have to redo it.
You're good. You're still live.
Okay. Okay.
All right. We're still live?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It was just your husband calling you.
Oh yeah, he probably sees me live and he's like, "Oh, hi honey, what are you doing? Don't bother me right now." No. Okay. So there we go. So you're just going to cut out your scones. And see how they're kind of like the same, like, level? It's because we rolled it on this, and this pan and the rolling pin, it just, I don't know, whatever you would call that, like, made it even. So, and with scones, from what I understand, is you want them to be fairly close together, not touching, but if they're closer together, whether you're making the gluten-free or the regular scones, they have nowhere to go when they bake but up. So then that's why you get that nice, bigger, rounder scone versus a flat scone.
There's a question.
Question? Mm-hmm.
The question is, where do you get the cutter?
The little cutter?
Mm-hmm.
Good question. I think I got it at the kitchen store, but at Ward.
Yeah. That
You know, they had the best stuff over there, but you might go on, I went on Amazon because I wanted to get another one, but then I got the really big ones. So this one, and then I went to the Complete Kitchen in Kahala Mall. They don't have it.
Okay.
So yeah, this is like the perfect little, these make the perfect size scones. Okay, so then what you do is when you have the extra dough,
And then for those that just joined, you're making again.
for those of us that just joined, thank you for joining us. And we are making gluten and sugar-free lavender and blueberry scones. So they are guilt-free, low carb. If you're following the keto style, it's perfect. So this little trick here helps you to keep the dough kind of at an even. And it is a little humid in here, so it's sticking a little bit. But so that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna make all the scones like that. Roll them up till the dough is all gone.
And it's supposed to be about that thick.
Yeah, so I like them this thick. You can actually make them a little bit thicker if you want. But this is a nice thickness, and then they're gonna get a little high. So, okay, so there we go on that. And then what you're gonna do, the real trick, another trick is you need to refrigerate them for at least 20 minutes before you pop them in the oven. And the reason why is because if you don't, the butter's melted. So when the butter gets in the oven, it's just gonna melt even more. You're gonna have these flat looking, funky looking scones. So if you want that nice kind of high rised scone, put it in the refrigerator for 20 to 25 minutes. So I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator for 20 to 25 minutes. It is now 20 to 25 minutes later, and we're gonna put it in the oven.
Someone asked, what's your favorite flavor of scone?
My favorite? Well, you know what? I'm on this lavender kick right now. So I've been making everything lavender. So today we're gonna have lots of lavender. So yeah, lavender scones. So you're gonna take it and you're gonna put 350 degrees in your oven for about another 20 to 25 minutes in there, and you just let it sit in there for a while. And any other questions while we wait 20 to 25 minutes? 20 to 25 minutes is up. Okay.
How wonderful.
Huh? What was that?
There may come through, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Yay.
And guess what? Ta-da! They should look like that. And if you'll notice, the lavender scones that are actually in the picture are a little bit higher and a little bit stiffer looking. And the reason why is because they're drier. The dough is drier. So this has the blueberries, the fresh blueberries in it. So it gives a lot more moisture to it than the drier scones with just only the drier ingredients. You can use cranberries. You can use an orange flavor, so you can have cranberry and orange scones if you want as well. Any flavors that you like, just try and experiment with that and put that into your scone.
What kind of tea would you pair these with?
Well, today we're going to be drinking the Ontario ice wine, and that's a really nice white tea. And it's infused with the Ontario ice wine, which is a sweet dessert wine. And so that kind of makes it a nice combination. But my favorite I'll go to is Earl Grey, hands down. Earl Grey all the time.
And someone asked if you could break it open so they could see it.
Mhm.
And if you prefer do you prefer to make with almond flour or mixed gluten-free flour?
I have never tried any of the other flours. Most of the recipes, like for the last 2.5 years, I've been experimenting with have been almond flour or coconut flour. I have not tried the tapioca flour or the spelt or any of those other flours, so I can't say. So here's the scone, and you're going to open it. So it's nice and moist, and the flavor is, so because it is a fresh fruit, it's going to be a lot moister than, say, if you had some dried fruits or something like that in there. But we can now go to the tea table. If you want to follow me to the tea table, and we will go, and we've got Naomi, Pacific Edge, and she's going to sit right over there. And my dear, dear friend Sharon, who's filming, and she's going to give the camera to me, and I'm going to stick it on the tripod here. And all right, ladies, you can go and be seated. And you know what I need to do? Because today we're going to have a royal tea. And what a royal tea is, it's basically afternoon tea served with champagne. So I'm going to get us some bubbly, and I'll be right back. Pardon? What?
Phone?
The phone?
Because it's clipped to.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's pretty. So, and we have our hat, so I have to put my hat on. Oh. How do we look? Do we look live? Is everybody in the photo?
Can we move it down? Oh, you want it down?
Want me to move the
Okay.
camera down?
Yeah, okay. We will move
Adjust it?
down. We will adjust.
All right, so this is the beauty of live TV. Or yeah, live Instagram. How's that?
Is that good?
Is that better?
All right.
Okay. Yes?
Yes. Is that
All right.
good? Let's see. How's that? We just can't see me. That's okay.
Oh,
I
no,
can
no,
just-
no,
I
you're
can go
supposed to
around.
see
Oh,
you.
here, I'll
No,
come next
yeah,
to
yeah,
you.
yeah. Okay,
Come
okay,
this way.
there we go.
Okay. Now, for those that have just joined, and they can see the food.
Where are you? Oh, okay.
That's taking a lag time.
Yeah, okay.
For those that have just joined, you want to let everybody
You
know
want to come over to us too?
a little bit about yourself too, and how you got into the tea.
Okay, well, I've been serving afternoon tea in downtown Honolulu since 1999. Since COVID, things have been, of course, for everyone a little different. So we started doing the curbside pickup, which has been a lot of fun. And my biggest challenge was trying to figure out, how do I take the experience of an afternoon tea and stick it in a box, so that when somebody would take the tea, that they would have this excitement and, be excited about having afternoon tea in a box. So we had some really good balsa wood boxes, and our sandwiches, we put bubbles and we put little different things in there and kind of made it fun for people. And I was very, very happy that we had gotten some really good responses from people, and they showed me their tea setup and they took it home and they had their teacups and their teapots and things and made it really, really special. So that just really, really tickled me. So we are open for dining in and takeout, only on Saturdays and Sundays right now. So what I'm doing is that we have a keto afternoon tea, and we do have keto bread, so the white bread. For any of those people that are on keto know how much you miss bread, and so they came up with a really nice white keto bread. And again, when you take out the gluten, it's going to change the consistency on things. So you have to have, a little different.
Okay, I was going to get you a towel.
There we go. Okay.
Oh, she's a
So,
master.
so we are going to have, no label. So no. So this is a royal tea. So there are 3 different kinds of tea. There's a cream tea, and a cream tea is just tea and scones. Then you have afternoon tea, which is what we have here, which is all your petite sweets and your savories and your scones with the cream and jam. And then what makes it a royal tea is basically, you want to hold that?
Yeah, thank you.
The royal tea is just adding the champagne. And that's
that
what
makes
makes
it royal.
We're
that's
so
what makes
lucky.
it a royalty.
Wow.
Well, everything on the table just looks absolutely delicious.
Oh,
looks
thank you.
marvelous.
And I'm very happy to have you here today. Really, this set is a very old tea set, and the flatware, I haven't used that in a long time, and so it's really nice to be able to share and have.
This is
Tea.
special.
Cheers
Yes.
to small business in Hawaii, to
Thank
friendship,
Cheers
to women in business,
to women in
And
business
to
and Pacific Edge.
all of you joining us. Cheers. Thank you, Michelle.
You're welcome. All right, isn't that nice?
It's always lovely.
Wonderful.
What inspired you to open up an afternoon tea shop?
Oh, good question. Actually, when I was in downtown, I was designing clothing first. I did a lot of wedding dresses and prom dresses and halal costumes, and I was doing a lot of work at home, and then I decided that I would try and find a location, and I went to downtown. I homeschooled my daughters, so they were with me all the time.
Wow.
And I needed a place where I chose downtown instead of, like, say, in a mall or something like that, where, you know, there was the mall hours and everything like that. So in downtown gave me the flexibility to have the schedule that I wanted to have with my kids. So I was in downtown, and then I decided that it would be nice to serve tea or something with my customers while I was designing clothing for them. And so the idea of the afternoon tea came about. The space that I was in at that time, which was next door to Tea at 1024, didn't have a sink or anything like that. So Board of Health, it was just too much for me to put in the plumbing and everything like that. The space where I currently am right now became available, and there was a kitchen in there. So then I just transformed that kitchen, and, you know, the journey over the last 20 some odd years has been really great. The room has transformed every decade. It's just transformed. Well, not every decade, probably like every 6 months, because I get really tired of the furniture and the way things are set up. So I just rearrange things, move things around, and I'm so thankful that everybody thought it was so cute. You know, when I first, it was very shabby chic. I mean, it was just, you know, stuff like, I had wine crates for shelves and things like that because I couldn't afford to buy shelves. And now that's like the look. People pay good money for those wine crates, and I think I paid like $3 at Wine Stop or something in one of the stores. But yeah, so that's how it all started, and it's been now 20 some odd years, and it's been pretty amazing. I'm very thankful, and I'm thankful for my customers as well.
You know, I've been going there for 15 years, and it's one of my favorite places to entertain clients. And so many people enjoy it because you're not constantly interrupted. You have time. You can have 2 hours with somebody to really
You
get
take
to know
your time
them,
and
right?
just enjoy every bite.
Very relationship driven. The opportunity to have bites, especially, you know, some women, we like to just kind of nibble. We don't always like to sit down to a huge meal. Don't get me wrong.
Right,
I do
right.
like a huge meal. But, you know, when you're entertaining or having friends and you do baby showers, I've had my birthday there. Do you do bridal showers too?
Bridal showers, anything, retirement parties, anything that you can think of, we will do. And
And
catering.
it's very personal. You can have a nice conversation with your friends and really enjoy it.
And it's feminine. I mean, not that men don't, I've seen lots of men
Oh,
in there,
yeah.
but it's just feminine and lovely. And you get to choose a hat. For those of you that haven't been there, you get to choose your own hat. And there's boas, or they're still not
with
anymore.
COVID.
Not with
Not
COVID.
with COVID.
Yes.
So
yeah,
no,
it's
the hats and the
pivoting,
boas are
those
gone.
Yes.
But you can bring your own.
Yes.
You can bring your
you
own
can choose.
in.
You can still
You-
choose your teacup.
You get to choose your teacup. We haven't been taking that away, so you're able to do that. And I forget, I was going to mention something you had said. Oh, the time. So right now with COVID, everybody's in lockdown, or everybody was in lockdown. So when we were getting people coming in, they didn't want to leave. And they were spending, and so in the beginning it was it's, you know, I had to put down that please adhere to the 2-hour limit, because that'll give an opportunity, because we only have so many tables and so much time to be able to serve the tea. So it gives the other people an opportunity to have tea as well. So it's a very hard thing for me, because I don't want to push people away. But if the table is available and nobody's coming in, you can stay. But lately it's just been, one what after another. So we need that also 15, 20 minutes in between, so that we can clean and get ready for the next service. So.
And how do people make reservations? How do they find you? Can they DM tea at 1024? Do they go to your website?
If you go to our website, it'll say book an experience. Okay. So if you click on that, it'll take you to our online booking. So then you can book there. You can also call us. And one thing, I just got a new phone system, which I absolutely love. I was able to port my 20-year-old phone number over to this line, and so I can text message. Oh. So I'm at home during COVID, getting calls, text messaging people like I was in tea at 1024. So you can text us, because everybody likes to text, and it makes it easier. You can text anytime you want. So the number is 808-521-9596, and you can text us.
And
email us.
Those that just joined, again, you are...
For those of you that just joined, thank you. I'm Michelle Sorensen. My friends affectionately call me the Tea Goddess. I didn't give myself that name. They gave me the Tea Goddess, so I call myself the Tea Goddess. I've been serving afternoon tea in downtown Honolulu since 1999. And today we did a demonstration on the gluten, sugar-free lavender and blueberry scones. Right there. So this whole setup, our afternoon tea today, is gluten-free, sugar-free, and low carb. So contrary to what you might think afternoon tea might be, so we have this. And I also made strawberry basil jam too, and then the clotted cream. Great. So that goes with that.
Nice.
It's amazing. Well, this has been so fabulous. Thank you for inviting us into your home and sharing with the Pacific Edge followers how to make scones so quickly. And note to self, 20 minutes, right?
Right.
In the refrigerator. And for a final wrap up, again, tea at 1024 on Nu'uanu Street. And your hours of operation
are the whopping Saturday and Sunday, 2 days. Some Fridays, give me a sad story and I'll open up on a Friday for you, from 11 and then 3. So you have the 2-hour window. So if you booked at 3, you would have 2 hours. So we don't close at 3, we still book at 3, and you have till 5. So,
and you have, I think, at least 20 different teas, right?
40.
40 different teas.
I have 40 different teas. So you can go to the website, and so we've streamlined everything really. So when you do make a reservation, everything is online. It's all prepaid. It helps. There's a lot of countless. We don't. It just makes it easier for everyone all the way around. You just go online. You can choose whatever teas that you want and see the variety that we have there.
And people are asking for the recipe. Shall we post it?
If you want to post it,
on your site, we'll post it on yours and ours.
Yeah, we'll post it.
Okay. And your Instagram is, for those following you?
It's @T_@_1024.
My team's ahead of the game. They're amazing.
So,
Thank you.
yay!
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
all right. So
alrighty.
we can wrap up.
Okay, so we have to walk over to the phone and turn it, because I don't have that little switch button. But aloha and mahalo for watching, everyone, and we look forward to serving you at tea at 1024. And thanks for Pacific Edge for the opportunity to be able to present this to you.
Everyone say thank you.
Yes. All right. Aloha.
Welcome. Aloha.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And say thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
All right, now I'm going to save it to, let's see.
Nice.
Great job, Michelle.
Was that
I am
good?
sweating.
Did that look good?
It's hot.
Well, you were doing all the heavy lifting here.
You were excellent.